I'm going to hit record and then let you guys take it away. I'm Rachel Mitchell. I'm part of this Success Pod with these ladies who went to New Leader Conference, and they are just going to take it away and share with you all about New Leader Conference, how they got invited, why it's important, what they learned there, what they took away from it. And so I don't think we have a specific order to this. Christy said she wanted to go first, but I don't see her yet. So I'm just going to let you guys take it away, and I'm just going to record the whole thing. Okay. Tasia, you want to go first?
Yeah. Hi, guys. Isn't Saturday morning pretty? I know you all feel me. It's good. Okay, my name is Tasia Verno, and yes, I'm in this awesome pod with Rachel and a few of the other girls who actually attended NLC with me, as well as my coach, who's on my team, Heather, who's going to join us and chat too. Hi, I see you pretty Saturday morning face. And I have been a coach for 4 years, just over 4 years. And so NLC has been on my goal board for like 3.5 years. And I realized this year that it wasn't coming to fruition for a couple of reasons, and I'm going to talk about that. But first, I want to talk about my biggest takeaway from the weekend. So it was great. There was a lot of socialization where we had time to just chat with people. There was a lot of good training, but it was not super intense. Like if you've ever been to Summit where it's like get up at 5 in the morning and go to bed at 4 in the morning. It's not like that. You really were able to really soak things in, and you were able to recharge, and you were able to just truly enjoy it from start to finish for the entire event. So that I really appreciated, and that made me be able to really just understand things and soak them in and put them into action when I got back. I didn't feel so overwhelmed that I needed to just unravel when I got back. So that was cool. They really know how to put on a good event. There are a lot of great surprises, a lot of fun things for us to do that weren't necessarily part of the agenda. So that was really great also. So it has to be on your goal board, even if it takes 4 years. Keep putting it on your goal board. So the best thing, and there were a lot of takeaways, but this one for sure, and I shared it with my team yesterday because I think about it every day when I wake up since I got back from LA. And it was something that one of the speakers shared, and she said, more commitment than confidence before the confidence shows up. And I was like, yes, girl, you said it. Because if you are committed to the business, everything else happens. If you are committed to the 4 vital behaviors, your rank will happen, Success Club will happen, the trips that you want to earn will happen, the trainings you want to go to will happen. Everything will happen if you're actually committed. But what we do is we think, well, we need to be confident in the business first before we can commit to it. It's kind of like fitness, right? We need to be confident in our bodies before we can go do it on T, which is crazy. We have to commit to a program, or we need to commit to the business first, and then confidence grows. So a lot of coaches are like, I don't really understand rank. I don't understand leadership points. I don't understand even how to get to NLC. So why would I push for it? Don't worry about that. Commit to the vitals. Commit to the business and commit to your goals, and they will happen. So I really thought about how I can put that into action. I was like, how do I put commitment into action? How do I make it work for me? And so I decided to let it trickle down into my team. So for me, it starts with me lead as example. And I decided that I'm really going to commit to my 4 vitals every day. That would be my inviting every day, being a product of the product every day. You guys know the 4 vitals. I'm not going to go through them with you, but I need to do that. And then I wanted to set those expectations on my team, not just the 4 vitals, but those expectations of commitment. Hi, if you're a new coach and you're committed, you're going to be emerald in a week. If you're committed, you're going to be diamond in 60 to 90 days. Because let's be real for a minute. These are benchmarks. They're shiny and you get prizes and that's all exciting, but they are benchmarks, which means if you're committed to helping 3+ people a month, Diamond should happen within 60 or 90 days. It's 12 coaches. So if you're committed to that, it should happen Emerald, Diamond, and it should make you be able to commit to that decision. I am deciding to go Diamond. I am deciding to go 1-star. I am deciding to earn leadership points and be premier this year. I am deciding to do those things. That's true commitment. Even if you're not confident in it, even if it freaks you out, even if you're like, I don't know how to do it, that was my biggest takeaway. That was the one where I was like, whoa, right? It's so funny because as a 2-star Diamond, you get to open a second business center. And I just thought I'll let it go Diamond as it goes Diamond. And that's like old school thinking, guys. And I got back from LA and I was like, it's going to go Diamond this week. And it did, because I decided, because I committed to it and I made it go Diamond, right? So you have to commit to that, and it's amazing what happens. So NLC should be on your goal board. Write it down if it's not there yet. Just put it in your calendar for 2020. Okay, just write it down. It's in February sometime. Just make it happen. And one thing that I can tell you how to get there, it is making the decision that you're going to be there. Make the decision that you're going to hold your diamond, and make the decision that you're going to grow a diamond underneath you. You just decide, and you help that person. You mentor that person, and if that person isn't your person who's going to go Diamond, find another one, because you have time to get there, but you have to work it. You make NLC happen, not someone underneath you, not a Diamond who you're waiting on. Don't wait on them. You make NLC happen. And that is probably my biggest action item for you guys to go do. So commit to it, and it will happen. Okay. Can you tell I'm fired up even though I haven't showered today? All right. I'm going to pass it on to Anita because Bee's really cute and I want to hear her talk.
Does Christy need to go? Oh, you're muted, girlfriend. You can wait. Okay. Yeah, so I am single parent in it this morning. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Anita Bartholomew. I've been coaching for almost 4 years. I was at NLC. We hit Premier. We came by the skin of like 2 points last year. 1 point. We had 106 points. You only need 75 next year. And so it's like very exciting. Anyway, this is Bee. I really hope she doesn't pee on me because she's potty training right now. We have no pants on. She has no pants on. Right? Water? Okay. So my biggest takeaway for NLC, I think it was something that I didn't even put on my goal board until September of last year. It was always something that I thought of, just like elite. I was like, I want to be an elite coach. And I had no idea what that meant. Like I didn't know how to earn elite points or even like, I didn't even have it on my radar to build one of my own diamonds because my husband is my first diamond. And that got me to 1-star. And so with that, it was all like confidence in myself. And I just kind of decided to commit to that 2-star part. And somebody else put it on their goal board at the Diamond Retreat in Orlando in September. And I was like, oh yeah, Premier 2-star. That sounds like a great idea. NLC, that sounds like a great idea. But then I put it on there and it was something that I was looking at like daily. And so I figured out how to do it. That's when I learned really how to earn leadership. They used to be called elite points, how to earn those, where I needed them. And that was my action plan to finish 2018. And so with that, like they talked about that a bit at NLC. So like there were people of all levels too there. And I think you need to remember that. Like I was thinking everybody was like, oh, they're all at my level. But no, some people like just maybe built their own diamond and they had no clue what they were doing in there, and they got there by the skin of their teeth too. Because you just have to be 1-star and you earn 25 leadership points, you earn that hotel room for 2 nights. It's for free. And let me tell you guys, that hotel room is not cheap. And so it's just kind of a cool little perk that you get added on. It's kind of like you get the 25 leadership points. Like I think that should be.
I'm not mad at you. I'm trying to find the mute.
Somebody's not muted, I think. Okay. So what did I talk about? I shared this with the Rising Stars, and all of you guys are part of the Dream Team. And so as soon as you hit Diamond, you become in a group called the Rising Stars. It's all diamonds and above. And I talked about this on Wednesday, but it's the part that really sticks out to me most, and I just keep coming back to every single day. Even though I woke up this morning, I felt like NLC was 2 weeks ago. Like I'm in a time warp. I don't even know. And so it was talking about onboarding new coaches, and a lot of my coaches are on here right now. Some have been around for almost as long as I have, and some are just a few weeks old. Hi, Katie. And so it's one of those things, I think, where a lot of us, and especially for me when I started this business, I didn't want to build the business. I thought that was crazy, and I never wanted to have a team until I realized, and back in like 2015, we didn't talk about building a team. We just didn't talk about the business side, and it was shooting ourselves in the foot. So the shift in the way we just speak about the coaching opportunity it's like so much better now, honestly, because it gives you the confidence to talk about it right away. And so with onboarding new coaches, I think like mainly for me, like I expect when my new coaches come on that they're working coaches. And so just as Tasia said, Emerald in a week, it really is possible. And then Diamond in 60 to 90 days. Even if you fall short of your goals, you need to set those and be consistent. So like, even for those of you who have no team, and maybe you have like almost nobody underneath you right now, or you just have discount coaches and no working coaches, it doesn't matter, but you just have to like speak it into existence and start talking about the coaching opportunity. And so when you onboard people, just be consistent with your message. And and I think my team has probably seen this even in our team page this past week, but like, let's hit Success Club. If you're not hitting Success Club, I don't even know who said this, but it's like being a discount coach. And I was just like, holy moly, that's so true. Because even though my first year, I was spotty hitting Success Club, and I ran groups every month and everything, but my business sucked. Like, I think I made $40 a week sometimes. Like, there were negative paycheck weeks and weeks. And like, I got to the end of 2015, I was like, this is not worth it. I'm putting in a lot of work, but I had to like gut check myself and say, what am I not doing? And I wasn't doing the vital behaviors. I wasn't actually inviting to coaching. I wasn't inviting to my challenge groups hardly. I was posting every day, and that was about it. And so I had that switch, and it sucks that it took me I think it was 7 or 8 months to do that. But as soon as I made the commitment to hit Success Club every month, I've hit it. And so now it's 30 something months later. And that's just something you have to do. You have to make a commitment to hit Success Club, guys. And there were months where I bought challenge packs under my husband or under somebody else in my family and whatever to get it. And that kind of sucked to do that, but that's also my own fault because I wasn't doing the vital behaviors. So, sorry, I'm just looking at my list here. So being consistent with expectations and just saying it for a new coach. And it doesn't matter, again, if you've been a coach for a long time or not, but use the resources that you have for you. And so I know for all of our team pages, we have a lot. If you're part of the larger Dream Team page, there's a lot of information there, but that's it's overwhelming. So really dig deep into your own team page and ask questions there, because those are the people who are going to be able to help you most. And so if you want to boil it down, maybe simple here, I guess. One, keep it simple. So as you're onboarding new coaches, one, you have to talk about it every day, some sort. You have to talk about coaching. I talk about my stories. I'll be doing a story about how B sat in my lap and thank God she didn't pee on me. Probably just that's it. I haven't done a post today, but I even jabbed. I did a lifestyle post yesterday afternoon. It was a picture of B, whatever. And I was jabbing about coaching because I talked about how many pictures I have. A lot of you guys commented on it. Thank you very much. It's just one of those things where you don't have to always be pushy about, you don't want to be pushy about coaching, but you don't always have to have that call to action. So talk about it. And then as people are interested, be honest with them and tell them it takes work to be a coach that makes money than to have a business that thrives. Yeah, B. All right. You good? All right. And that just showing up, that posting is required, that showing up and doing your vital behaviors is required, that you hit Success Club is required, and that you rank advance is required, because that's where you do burn out and that you do want to quit. And that when coaches don't see success right away, they fall off the face of the earth. Okay. And I would want to too, if I didn't, right? Like if you're putting in a lot of hours and you're not getting paid for it, that sucks. And so just keep that in mind for yourself too. It just helped me level up to have that same expectation for my own coaches. All right. And the last thing, I know these are kind of all over the place. I'm totally scatterbrained this morning. But walking a new coach through ShareCart, and I know, Bridget, you actually shared this at our team page again yesterday, like the National Wake Up Call with Kim Fitzpatrick. If you haven't watched that yet, it's about how to build a ShareCart for people. This is, I think they even talked about it at NLC, but use ShareCart and show people how to create one, your new coaches to create one. So, because you can even go in and put a fake email address in, like I just make up one at gmail.com and put an appropriate person's name in and then create carts just to see how much things are and just to play around. So if you haven't done that and you're a newer coach or just haven't used ShareCart yet, a lot, which you should be, just jump in there and play around. You could use like a spouse's email, or honestly, I just make it up and it doesn't matter. But I think it's just be really clear and be confident as much as you can with onboarding the new coaches, and try not to sugarcoat it, because it's not rainbows and unicorns. Yeah, the people who go on the trips and go to NLC and go to leadership and go to all these things, they work hard to get there. And I think if you're just saying like, hi, I worked for an hour today, nap time hustle, woohoo, like that's not it. I think even Melanie did a post this morning, Melanie Metro, that is, if you look at it, she talked about the like not so glamorous things you do as a coach, and she just listed it out. I thought that was genius. So if you haven't seen it yet, go look at it, because it's true. She's like, you take care of yourself first, you do your own business, and you do these things that aren't pretty, but then you move on and make the graphics and do all the fun stuff and whatever. And if you don't have time, like I just don't make it anymore. That's it. So the biggest thing with leadership for me was how to become a better leader. And I think, Rachel, you even have this quote sitting on your computer screen, but it's like leaders are built, not made, or what is it?
It says, you hear all the time, leaders are born, like you're a born leader, but it says instead leaders are built, and it has the words born, not,
Yeah.
So yeah, leaders are built. You have to work for it. Plain and simple.
I wrote that. I put it on a Post-it and put it on my computer screen, because it reminds me, like, I need to do leadership, like building every day, doing my personal development. Whether I pick my fun personal development book or my leadership personal development book, I pick the leadership one first. The podcast I listen to, I pick the leadership one first, and then I listen to something else. And so it's a conscious decision that you have to keep listening to things and reading the things and doing the things that aren't the easiest right now, but will pay off in the end. So, all right. That's all I got, I think. Thanks, guys.
Who's next? Who wants to go next?
Oh, and I just saw your glamour coaching thing. I think that's it. The Not Hitting Success Club, is that glamour coaching?
I think, Christy, you can expound on that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go. So yes, glamour coaching was one of the things, like somebody explained on National Wake Up Call this week, that her husband, he started coaching and he was a glamour coach because he was posting, he was just sending out an invite, he wasn't digging in. And I was like, yep, that is the glamour post when you're a glamour coach, when you just think you can put it out there. And sometimes that works. I shared on the Action Hour call earlier, like I was very fortunate that in the beginning I got away with not digging in and doing the vitals and could hit Success Club 6 and 10. But then when my poor market dried up, I was like, Rachel, like, can you teach me how to do the vitals? And guess what? I had to learn, and I had to suck up my pride. And I almost feel like it was harder to learn going backwards than in the beginning, because I was like, I don't understand. But I have learned that, and especially moving over to Instagram focus, I still post on Facebook, but yeah, you have to get in. And guys, I know every one of us have said it, but there wasn't a single coach that spoke to us, and at the corporate level as well, the stats that they show, and one of the coaches that actually presented that didn't talk about how you have to do the work. There is no magic. Nobody got up there and said, when I started sending emails to everybody on my list, or when I started running sponsor ads on Instagram, that's when it blew up. No, it's when they dug in and they went all in on the vitals, and they took the vitals and they 10x them in some ways. If they were inviting, 3 day, they worked to invite 6 the next week, each day the next week. So build on that. Don't start out though, like thinking tomorrow I'm going to invite 20 people and you don't have 20 people to invite. And so you get discouraged and you stop, but start setting some targets, but you have to dig in and do those things. The vitals that we've talked about. One of the things that I took away from this was just like how truly what a gift we have here and what a legit business opportunity we have here. And if you are not in this for a business, I did not start out to be in a business. I started out as a creative hobby outlet, pay it forward at a corporate job that I didn't love, but I got paid really well. And I never would have thought about leaving that job. But I also never tuned Rachel out when she talked about business. So if you're not there yet and the business part scares you, just believe and know that it's there. Carl Deichler said, our CEO, in the beginning, he was like, the next time you kind of think, what am I doing? I've got this little coaching gig, this little side hustle. He was like, you have in your lap basically $1 million business opportunity, but you get to make it $1 million business opportunity. You have $1 billion business that you've linked arms with and that is backing you and pouring into you. So this is not just this little making candles over here in a bonus room kind of business, not knocking that, okay? But I'm just explaining we have tons of resources at our disposal. And one of the things that from going thinking about getting myself to NLC, I didn't think about being elite to get to NLC. I didn't think about those, even though some of the other coaches have said, I was like, I'm going to be an elite coach. I have no idea what it means, but I just want to be one because it means they worked hard and, they've made it. You think that that's still not even it. But what I did to get there and to get to Diamond and to get to 1-star was I poured in to the vitals and to build strategically. Okay. And so the whole get to Emerald in 7 days isn't to push you to the point where you're like, she's nuts. It's to get a quick win, start getting those bonuses, getting those leads, that sort of thing. It gives you that. Then getting to Diamond in that 30, 60, 90 day time frame, I will tell you, I thought, I'll just let it get to Diamond, and it's just not going to get to Diamond. Your business will not just get there, because if you just want to break it down, because likely if you sign up a discount coach today, in 6 months, that discount coach is likely not going to be there or active. That's just how it works in a lot of cases. So when there's strategy in pushing to get this locked in, to get there, okay? So it's not that we're pushing you just to push you, but it's strategy to get you there. I looked at my downline one day and I thought to myself, because Rachel said something that just was a trigger to me of, yeah, I want that. It was an incentive. And I looked at my downline. I was like, I think I'm 6 coaches away if I do this right, or maybe 8 away from going Diamond. And that meant I would have to, help an Emerald get there, that sort of thing. But y'all, I did it. I was within 2 or 3 business days, I was at Diamond qualifying or whatever. And so Rachel's like, I don't know what you're doing. I was like, because I really I dug in, I went back and followed up with everybody. I was like, I really want to help people. Let me focus on my mission and just let me do these vitals and 10x them. So that's how I started locking in the Diamond and then Star Diamond, having coaches come to me through challenge groups, because I built my challenge groups up and then they wanted to coach. But that's how I got there kind of thing. But what I will say about NLC is that don't wait to think you want to have a business and to grow a team to focus on getting to NLC. Trust us when we say, just get there and it will be a game changer for you. We can come back and tell you how awesome it was and in our team calls and let's go and this is what I've learned and here's stuff, but it is not going to be the same as getting there yourself and having that moment for yourself and soaking it in, because we just can't communicate all of it to you and in the same way. But I will tell you that I went into NLC with 2 thoughts. I felt overwhelmed, like, don't blow this. You're going to be filled with knowledge and exposed to so many people. Like, I felt a lot of pressure of delivering. And then I also thought, what if I go there and I just come back in the same way of where I was, of I really don't know how to lead a team, but I have these new coaches that are starting and I have these goals, but I know I can't do them alone. So what if I come back? So I had fear going into it. And within like the first 3 hours of the session opening, I was like, I think I could leave now and run harder than I've ever ran as a coach, just in 3 hours difference. And then getting to be around so many people within the dream team, because Melanie Mitro did such a fabulous job of pulling us all together. She went, even though she wasn't quote unquote invited to go to NLC this year because she wasn't speaking. She showed up for her larger organization. And so we already had like a hike planned. I mean, the hike in itself was amazing to go. And I'm just going to be really blunt about it. Doing these things and hitting these benchmarks give you street cred. They give you credibility with people that are considering joining even your challenge groups, okay? And people joining your team. So if you have long-term goals, like I think it was Tasia said, these are benchmarks to do that. And the more I talk about coaching, I'm learning, the more challengers I get. Like, it's weird. Like, people want to be, coached by somebody that actually is doing this like legitimately and building a team. And it just goes back to street cred. So there are things you can say that another coach can't, and you will learn how to pour into your people. And then the last thing I'll end on was sometimes I can get weirded out, not like, I know I'm not a selfish and terrible person, but I can get weirded out about pushing for a goal. And it becomes very self-centered. But I changed my alarm from elites show up every day to who can I help today? So who can I help as a challenger in their health? Who can I help that is looking for something like coaching that may not even know that they're looking for it yet? And so I just started, who can I help today? And in everybody I invite to this, I truly have a heart of helping them in some way. So focus on the mission and the vitals, and you will get there. It does take some strategy, but that's what your upline coach is for. So reach out to them in that. So that's all.
Melanie, you want to go?
Oh, yes, I'm good. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just pulling into my driveway and my family's getting out of the car because I just was at a cheer competition this morning. But you know what? I'm just coming in here saying, like, I'm just showing up no matter what. And I think that's something that's been really key for my business and the growth of my business is I've showed up every day on social media. The days I didn't feel like I wanted to, the days when it's craziness all around me, it's just something that's become a priority for me. Because I know where this is going to take me. It's not like I have to do this, crazy hustle for, 10 years. But if you like really put your head down and you do this for 3-4 years, that's when your business is going to take off. Everybody does it sort of at their own pace, but honestly, it sounds like a lot of coaches, it takes a couple of years. And so it's really hard for the newer coaches who are getting frustrated, who think, their business isn't moving forward. But it's probably like, are you showing up? Are you really showing up every day? I think there's been one day in the past 3 years that I didn't show up. Maybe it was on my brother-in-law at his funeral. Like, I'm not kidding. I just show up how I am. So that's just something to say. But so anyway, my name is Melanie. I didn't even say that. I went to NLC this year, and I will tell you that as of the fall, I didn't even know what NLC was. I didn't even know it existed. I was one of those coaches who just was like moving forward, not really knowing what benchmarks for what, not really understanding everything, but just keeping on showing up and moving forward. And it's gotten me to these, checkpoints in my business that have really been key for continuing to move my business forward. So as everybody said, it was an amazing trip and I took so much back from it, but I did remember somebody saying, you're going to feel overwhelmed. There's so much to think about and do. Just take like 2 points. Just take 2 points that you can use and, oh, hang on, sorry. All right. Can you hear me good? Because I'm in the car. Okay, good. So 2 of the things I just wanted to share with you guys, and I also encourage you after this call to take 2 things. Like take 2 things that spoke to you and you're like, okay, that makes sense and that makes sense, and I'm going to do something about it. Not just letting it sit in here, not just letting it sit on paper, but actually moving forward and changing whatever it is that you need to change. So 2 things for me that stood out was a lot of the training really focused on planning and having like a roadmap to success, not only for yourself, but for your coaches, and coming home with like a calendar and a plan and a schedule and that sort of thing. And for me, that's just been like not who I've been along in my life in general and in my coaching journey, or so I thought. So I really truly have taken away that I was just telling myself this story, that I'm not organized, that I can't be someone who plans well, that I can't be, scheduled and have all these team calls planned out and things. So I had to really listen to myself and be like, no, what are you telling yourself? I'm like telling myself a story that I can't be a certain way. So is that where you're at in your business? Are you telling yourself that you can't be a top coach, that you can't show up every day, that you can't be on point with your nutrition? Like, what are you telling yourself that's really just a story? That's not who you are. It's a decision for you to move past that. So I came home and I'm like, that's it. I'm not that chaotic girl. Like, I was telling myself that because maybe I just was afraid of failure, that if I wrote these things down or I committed to certain things and they didn't work out, setting goals type of thing, that it makes me feel worse about myself. So it wasn't that I wasn't that girl. It's just that I was choosing not to be that girl. So choose to be the girl that you want to be. Like, who do you see in this business, in this world that you want to be, that draws you to her? That's who you really are, because you're wanting that. So tell yourself differently that story that you need to tell yourself, and change it. Like, just change it. Like today, I know it's Saturday, do it today. So that's it. That was one thing. My other point I just wanted to touch on was, guys, okay, events are huge. They have been game changers in my business. I will tell you, the very first Super Saturday that I went to, I drove by myself, completely alone, not knowing who would be there at all, not knowing a single person to Super Saturday, 2 hours away. I arrived like 2 hours early because I was all nervous, I showed up and I sat through this event, and I continue to show up. And yeah, I think I've missed 2 Super Saturdays, and it was because of, like, I get it. There's responsibilities in life where, a lot of us are parents or work or whatever, but I show up when it's hard. I've been invited on retreats that I've earned, that I didn't even know how I earned them, but I just kept moving forward. And I went. I got on a plane, flew all the way to Maryland, not knowing a single person in Deep Creek, Maryland. And it was hard for me. And I struggled because I'm like, what the heck am I doing? But I had that fire in my heart. I knew that this business could be something that could change my life and my family's lives and people all around me, like my friends, people who've jumped on board now, who are my friends, who were my friends before. I knew that there was something here. So I had to do that, even though it was hard. And NLC was hard for me to get there because I got in my own head before, and I was like, whoa, this is real. This is big time. Like, this is like going with the leaders. This is like just a little set of, people who are really go-getters and dreamers and pushers. Am I cut out for this? I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I don't know if I can measure up. What do I have to offer? And I will tell you, it was not like that at all. And I told Mel Mitchell that this was the first event that I've been to that I really, truly felt like these were my friends and that I belonged. And you guys, these are your people. These are your people right here, and the dream team and the Beachbody coaches. Like, these are your people. You need to get there. You need to experience the energy, the positivity. And we didn't just talk business all week. Like these girls have said, like, there was so much girl talk. I mean, we went hiking up to the Hollywood sign. We just, over coffee, like girl time. And so many people in this world do not have this. They do not have this community. They do not have this support. I just came from a cheer competition, and one of the moms was saying that that she is so happy because her daughter just feels like she has somewhere to belong, because that's what she needs as an 8-year-old. And I'm like, you know what? We all need that. How important is that for the growth of a girl? But you guys, for the growth of a woman or a man, like whoever you are, you need a place to belong, and you need somewhere where people are going to lift you up and cheer you on. And I was not feeling like it was a competition whatsoever at NLC. I didn't have to measure up. I didn't have to prove myself. It was like everybody wanted to see everybody succeed, and everybody cheered everybody on. And I can't tell you how many compliments I got over the weekend over anything.
Mel, the blue is your color. Like, some people don't have that. Some people have so much negativity around them. I have friends who just judge a lot of people still, some friends who are just negative. This is not this. So you need to get yourself to these events. You need to make it a priority, show up. You need to make it a priority to get to Super Saturdays. You need to make it a priority to get to whatever retreat you can qualify for this NLC. What does it take? Look at it and see, and then go for it. Like, make that happen, you guys. It's a decision, like everybody else had said. Someone asked me that same thing. How did you do it? And I'm like, I now understand what it means, that it's a decision. Like, that's totally what it is. So I just want you guys to know that you need to get to these places, get to these communities, get to these events. And if you can't, then you build it yourself. You build it yourself. You make this community, crazy awesome in your team page, in your challenge groups, in your local community. So I came home and I'm like, you know what, those actions, I'm making a calendar and I'm making my team come together. And so we're doing this little dream board building session. We're meeting on Sunday. Yeah, not everybody can come because not everybody's local, but I have probably, I think, only 3 people coming, but I'm doing it anyway because we need this community and we need to show how great this community is and just highlight it. And that's really important because people need something like this. And that's a huge, huge, huge part of coaching. It's not necessarily the income. Yes, it is sometimes, that's a piece, but the community is something you need to showcase. And by you going to these events, getting to Success Club trips, making it to whatever team retreat that your team is putting on, or hosting one yourself, just go for it, you guys. Create the community that you need and you want, and be the girl that you want to be. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. I think I'm passing it along to Heather. Is that right? Bye, guys.
Okay, I can't hear you. It says you're unmuted, but it's okay. Could you try to log in from your phone? Try that.
You're good, Heather. We love you.
Totally fine. Totally fine.
Something I was just going to add in is that oh, I'm echoing. Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe it's Heather. Oh, Heather, maybe you're. Is your sound down? No, that wouldn't do it. Asta just got peed on, by the way, everybody. I saw your comment later, Rachel. What I was gonna say was just going to events like this. You might be sitting here and be saying it sounds so scary, just like Melanie was talking about. Because even my husband, the first time I went, someone was like, "Do you know anybody?" It was the Diamond Retreat, I think. I was like, no, I just flew by myself. It was, I think, the second time in my life I flew by myself. But it's one of those things where we have this really great team, the larger team, and there were some people at NLC there by themselves, but we had a really big group of people. And so just know that you're never alone at these things. And honestly, most other Beachbody coaches are really nice too, but I think don't let that fear hold you back, because our community is just awesome. That's all.
Can you hear me? So you can hear me on my phone.
Turn your video off. Turn your computer off, and then do it through your phone so it doesn't echo.
Yeah, just leave the meeting from your computer. Here you go.
But I have access to my camera on my phone. You can't see me, right?
We can hear you. It's good. Go for it.
Okay. Well, I can't believe I'm following Melanie, because we always say that we're soul sisters, and everything that she said was just beyond amazing. So I didn't even know when I hit my 1-star diamond and Tasia said that you need to go to NLC, and I said, okay, I don't know what it is, but I'll go. And it was a game changer, because when I went to Orlando on our retreat, for some reason that paralyzed me. I left that and I was ready to shut down my business. I was not going to quit Beachbody per se. You know, I love what I do, but I just thought, I'm not meant to be a coach. I don't think I can do this. I'm not a leader. And when I started to pack for NLC, and when we got to NLC, I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't even really nervous. I was more excited. And when Melanie talked about the fact that we went on the hike, and that hike changed my mindset. I started to look at my business as more of it's so personal, right? Like, here we are, we're at NLC, and there's 400 people or more coaches, and we have all these people in our team, but this is so personal. When we run our business, we don't want to run it the same as somebody else. We don't want to look to our neighbor and emulate what they're doing. And for some reason, that aha moment changed my business. When I realized that this is my business, it's not Tasia's, it's not Christy's, it's not Rachel's, it's not Melanie Mitro's, it's Heather Ryan's business. And I can't even tell you how my business has changed in less than 1 week. 1 week. And when we talk about the vital behaviors, and we're talking to our team, and I'm so mad that you guys can't see me right now because I'm so freaking fired up and excited. I came home and I started inviting. Now, I invited before, but I did not invite with confidence. I did not invite knowing what I was inviting to. And I have had such response this week, I can't even tell you. And it's exciting, but it's my business. And I don't, when I set my goals and I'm looking at my goal board and I'm looking at what's next, I'm doing it like Melanie said, like I think the biggest thing going on to NLC and listening to everybody was that when we watched and heard everybody on stage, I always thought that I had to be somebody different. I thought that I had to get up at 4 a.m. like everybody else. And I thought that I had to run my business like everybody else. And when Ashley Molstead got up there and she said, dude, I don't get up in the morning. And I use the F word a lot and I drink a lot. And I thought, there's a place for everyone. You don't have to be like somebody else. And I can't even tell you how that freed me. It was like somebody took the strap off my business and let it fly, because I think I was just stuck in a cookie cutter and I was afraid that I wasn't ever going to measure up. I really was. So if there's any one thing, I mean, as we all listen to everybody speak today, my husband, sorry, as we all listen to everybody speak today, and I'm clapping and I'm jumping up and down and I'm saying, yes, yes, yes. But if I can just tell you that if you stop being afraid, if you stop looking and following everybody else, and Tasia will tell you right now that fear runs my life. I talk myself out of everything. I'm not anymore. I'm just not. I'm not doing it anymore. This week has been amazing. I can't believe it was just a week ago. I kind of want to go back because I want to see you all and hug you. But this is like these team calls, these calls, like Melanie just said, like, I'm not that organized person. Well, yeah, I can be. Don't talk yourself out of that. Don't talk yourself out of leading your team. There's a leader in every single one of us. And Christy, that little board behind you that said you belong here, I think you just put that there for me today because I freaking belong here. And I know that. And so I'm not giving up. Can't wait to see what's next. I'm done being paralyzed. I just am. And I'm done letting the naysayers of the world try to run my business. And as we walked on that hike and we shared with each other, and not all of us have a husband at home that is supporting us in this business. Not all of us have a significant other in this business that's supporting us. Some of us are at home alone, but you're not. You're never, ever alone. And whatever your weakness is, your upline or the coach next to you, they're going to help you. So when you're scared or when you think that you're in a dry spot or you're paralyzed, try to dig into those moments the most and reach out to somebody, because you're never alone. Even if your spouse doesn't support you in this business or you don't have support, there really is somebody that's going to pick you up by your bootstraps and they're going to pull you along. So I feel like I reiterate everything that everybody else said as well, but with such enthusiasm, may I encourage you all to invite confidently. You know what you're inviting to. When people come back at you and they say no, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. You didn't do anything wrong. You weren't trying to sell something that you don't believe in. So don't be upset by that, because I can tell you right now that a lot of my no's in the past said yes this week, because they were still watching me and they believe in me. So thank you for letting me be in on this call with you guys. I love you guys and I'm so excited. So invite with confidence. Love you.
That was awesome. You didn't need to see you to catch your enthusiasm, girl. She's so cool. All right. Anybody? Is that everybody? Do you guys have questions for these ladies? I think they would probably be happy to answer some questions. I know that a lot of you guys have this on your goal, diamond, and then 1-star and 2-star and beyond. But if you guys have questions for them, just unmute yourself and you can ask questions. Anybody? Don't be shy. Okay. Nobody? All right. Well, that is it. I have no doubt that lots of you guys will be there next year. And really, really cool. I'm echoing now. So I'm gonna install. I have to go to a basketball game. Sorry, you guys. All right, so that is it. I'm going to share the recording with all the leaders on this team so they can share it with you guys if you want to watch again, or share it with your coaches, because I'm sure a lot of you guys have coaches who, I mean, honestly, could be there with you next year. That's the really cool thing. Like, you can build leaders as you grow as a leader, guys. Don't let that lie that you have to be at a certain level before you can bring people along with you. That is such a lie. You can grow as a leader together with somebody else on your team. So who knows? I mean, Tasia and Heather went together. That's a perfect example, right? Okay, that's it. We are going to go. I hope you guys have a great Saturday, and I hope to see you guys all at New Leader next year. Bye.